Hi folks, the walls are closing in on Rudy's mother, Janie. She's toast. She's done. You can't drop something like this on the internet and expect to get away with it. If you mention something about court, we're going to get the court records. Whatever you say, it's going to be double checked. Your whole digital trail will be ripped apart, right down from your Venmo account to your Spotify playlist. And Janie has left such a trail, it gives me a headache. There's multiple Facebook accounts, multiple scams, catfishing like you have never seen before. The whole story about her son missing for 8 years is a massive scam. And people that have been around this channel a while know that I'm not going to say that unless I have receipts and I'm confident. This also spits in the face of actual family members of missing people, and this channel is going to take that personally. I have so much information and updates from my last video. It's going to take me a few videos to organise it and get through it. It's just madness. Please watch the playlist on this if you haven't. It's only a short few videos. It won't take you long to catch up. The local media is now asking a lot of questions. They kind of know what's going on. And it won't take long for all this to escalate, you'd imagine. Janie's neighbours have done an interview which was hilarious. They were talking about how confused they are, like us all. And they said that he's not been missing at all. He's been chilling with them. They've been hanging out in the house together. He's been texting them. The news reporter calls up Janie and she says, "Oh, they're confused. That's my nephew. Here's a picture of him." She shows the picture of the nephew to the neighbours and they're like, no, it's Rudy. We call him Rudolph. And he was never missing. He's been here the whole time. The news station is asking questions to the police, but they were off, so we'll probably get an update on that in the next couple of hours. They also confirmed in this report that Rudy was apparently found with ID from a family member in his pocket. That's how they were able to identify him so fast, which is hard to believe if you're trying to tell me he's trafficked and he's found 8 years later with the same chain on his neck and ID in his pocket from family members. It's total nonsense. Like, get out of here. Get out of here. Here's the news report.
Yeah, these neighbors were just completely shocked because they never even knew that Rudy Farias was missing, let alone for 8 years. They tell me that they knew him as Dolph, short for Rudolph. They told me they see him often, they text with him, they even hang out with him.
Like, I'm confused right now. I'm like, what's going on?
These neighbors are shocked after seeing reports that missing 25-year-old Rudy Farias was found after missing for 8 long years. Court records reveal his mother lives a few houses down from them, and they tell us her son lives there and they hang out with him often.
He used to come in my garage.
Some boys
and
chill
with my cousin, my son, my daughter. She's at work right now, but yeah, boy ain't been missing since he was no.
Both say they've spoken to him in the last 5 months and even text. Other neighbors say they've seen him living there for years.
We were chilling, laughing, good time.
Some days he'd go to the park and sit in the park around the corner by himself.
Houston police say they got a call on Thursday about a man sleeping outside a church in Magnolia Park. He had something on him with a family member's identification, police say, and that's how they were able to contact his mom. Then Texas for the Missing tweeted out over the weekend that man was Rudy Farias, who had been missing since 2015 when he didn't return back from a walk with his dogs. His mother shared pictures with ABC 13 of her son at the hospital, telling us he was found with cuts and bruises, and even cried to me over the phone, saying she believed her son had been kidnapped and hasn't seen him in years. His mother told officials at the time of his disappearance that he suffered from depression and PTSD since his brother died in a motorcycle accident in 2011, something these neighbors say he spoke about.
He said he had lost a brother in a motorcycle accident. I know when he's thinking about his brother, he really wouldn't come hang out. He'd go sit back there in the back, the woods, by himself.
And now they're trying to wrap their heads around why he or his mom would ever say he's been missing for the past 8 years. And I just got off the phone with his mother just a few minutes ago, and I asked the mother about who the neighbors have been seeing, and she was insistent with me that the person they were seeing was her nephew. So she showed me a picture of her nephew. I showed that picture to the neighbors you just heard from, and they said, absolutely not. That is not the person they know as Dolph. So many questions here. I have reached out to Houston police to ask them about this because it's a holiday. They're not in right now, but we do know that they are set to speak to him tomorrow. Of course, we are going to stay on top of this one.
It's just so obvious that this is all a scam. I'm kind of stunned that it was left go on for this long. I have just listened to the Scamanda podcast, which is fantastic, by the way, if anyone's looking for a podcast binge. But in that, they were saying how hard it is to prosecute sometimes cases like this where people are scamming because it's not a crime to lie. You can't charge someone for that. But in this case, like that case, there is definitely, without doubt, wire fraud. They won't be able to include any cash donations, but anything on GoFundMe, anything gone through accounts, like in a screenshot I'll show you here, will be traceable from credit card to account. They know where that money went. So maybe that's why Janie referenced in a post yesterday that a GoFundMe in 2015, someone stole that money. It wasn't her, someone else did it. So that kind of might be some insight to what's going on there. That's definitely one angle that the police will go down. They also surely will have to charge for filing a false missing persons report. There's not much of a sentence for that. It's only like 90 days and a fine, but it's the principle of it. And the cost would have been pretty big. And then you have all the volunteers that would have been out. Echo Search were there for weeks. It's just crazy. You can't be letting people get away with this. What Janie said about her mother is also false, because I have those court documents. I need to go through them again. I'm questioning everything, every debt that is tied to her, everything. She's insane. She needs help ASAP, but we also need to know exactly what she's done, and she needs to be held accountable for that. And like I said at the start of this video, it just spits in the face of family members of actual missing people. It's just disgraceful. I have a sneaky suspicion also that there is some investigative journalist that is already on this. Maybe, like, I don't know, some podcast or some TV show, something coming out that maybe sped this up. Maybe that's why Rudy has been found, because they were onto her. Because it's so obvious, it's clear as day. This just surely could not have gone under the radar for the last 8 years without someone asking some serious questions. It couldn't have. I seen one interview from the mother and we knew something was up. Expect a lot more to come out on this in the next few days. Good luck, God bless, let me know what you think, and I hope everyone has a nice day.